Playing with some technology. I hope everyone liked the breakout rooms. Oh, good afternoon, fellow Rotarians, visiting guests. Welcome to the Rotary Club of Barrie's weekly Rotary meeting. Things go better when you are here, and I hope everybody did like the breakout rooms. I don't know, did they work out well? We're trying to catch them all. We have some nods, yeah? Okay, awesome. We'll probably try that again as we go along. So we will now begin the meeting with O Canada and a toast to the Queen.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Beautiful, and a toast to the Queen. Introductions of guests and visiting Rotarians. Do we have any guests visiting Rotarians out there?
Hi, President Deb. Lucy Gowers from Youth Haven is my guest today.
Wonderful, welcome. Any more? Don't see any there. Well, welcome, Lucy. Really appreciate you coming out and joining our meeting. We hope you enjoy it.
Thank you.
Our Beacon editor this week is Doug Jernigan. So if you're making any announcements, please send them off to him. And thank you, Ben, for a great Beacon last week, which I believe just came in. We're just in time for the meeting, so awesome. We have lots of special presentations and announcements. I'll start off. Vic Scott is on a 6-month medical leave. He does have his computer, so emails or texts is preferred. Todd Armstrong, you're there?
Yes, President Debbie, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So the auction update, we now have, actually Dave Blencarn just dropped by a few minutes ago with 5 more items. So we're up to a total of 122. So things are looking good. We're going in the right direction. We still have a couple of weeks to collect the rest of the stuff that everybody's working on, I'm sure. That's it for now.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We'll just keep that one going every week. Now, Katie, you're on.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
We can.
Perfect. So I'm going to ask actually that Ian join me as well for the Halloween presentation, and Mark. So it's going to be the 3 of us. So I'll let Ian start it off.
Sure. Hello, President Deb, fellow Rotarians and guests. So I'm pleased to introduce a new event that's being spearheaded by the Satellite Club. It's the Halloween Spirit Contest. Katie James is heading this initiative up, and she and Mark Adams will speak more about it in a moment. I've been playing a small role in it so far, but I think I just want to try to convey that I see a huge opportunity here with this event for the club, but also for the community to embrace Halloween spirit in a safe manner, and for this event to possibly grow into the future. So you should have received an email from Secretary Jeff a few minutes ago with a flyer and the details, but I just wanted to, I've been hearing the great ideas at the Satellite Club, and there's a lot of energy behind this initiative for the Halloween Spirit Contest, but I think I'll turn it over to Katie and Mark to give everybody a tour talk about it more and give everybody a tour.
Thank you, Past President Ian. So we are excited to launch this potential fundraiser for the club. This year, we took the initiative to do a Halloween event with the purpose of branding the club and getting our name out there and trying to get some spirit and goodwill in the community during these difficult times. So there is no requirement to participate by donation, but we have asked those who want to participate to consider a donation to the Rotary Club. We have had generous sponsorship, which you'll see on the flyer. I don't know if it's on the screen or not, but on the flyer that was circulated, Dennis Tuck and a bunch of the sponsors are listed at the bottom. Napoleon came on board, as well as Bradford Greenhouses. So we're super excited to be partnering with these entities. Bradford Greenhouses is excited because we're hoping to build this event in years to come, given that they do a lot of obviously decorating and supply materials for the purposes of decorating your house or your door. The idea is that you will decorate your house and enter and potentially win either the first prize is for decorating the house is the Napoleon barbecue. The second prize is a gift card from Bradford Greenhouses, and that's for doing your door. And the third prize listed is the fireplace from Napoleon. So we're super excited. They're pretty big prizes to win, just to show your spirit and without having to pay to enter. The idea moving forward, post-COVID, hopefully 19, is to make this sort of like a weekend event. Like we could do a dinner dance, we could do sort of like some sort of Halloween events with kids out at NVCA. Continue with the door and the house decorating projects and expand it with the growth of the city. The city's also advertising this. The city of Barrie is totally behind it, very supportive. They're planning to put it on their website. Tourism Barrie has come forward and contacted us. They're excited about it. So the limits are endless. And Dennis Tuck and I, when we originally started talking about this event, told me some of the other communities that have done this have raked in quite substantial amounts for fundraising. So it could be a very serious and a great profit for us in the future, or a project that we could all get behind and grow. So we're excited as the evening members to bring this to the club. And our ask today is that you use the flyer and circulate it either by email, on your social media, on Facebook, to everyone you know, who, like obviously people who have children, that sort of thing, and get as much of the word out there to the Barrie residents as possible. So it's just a good feel good project. So I want to thank my team. Lastly, I want to thank Jenny LeCollier, John McNabb, Dennis Tuck, Scott Elliott, Mike McCann, Mark Adams, and I guess myself for and of course Ian too. And I also want to thank Dave McCullough, who came to the table and supported me and gave me a lot of mentorship in moving this forward. So I'm excited. I hope you embrace it. I hope you think it's a great project, and I look forward to growing it with the club next year. And I'll turn it over to Mark, and he's going to give us a show of how the Facebook works. And Mark's been amazing, so thank you so much to Mark.
You're muted, Mark.
Not now. Can I share my screen?
Hi, Mark.
Okay, can people see that screen?
Yes, we
Yeah.
can.
Okay, so let's just pretend that you're surfing the Facebook pages looking for kittens, and you decide, oh, I want to check out this Halloween event. So you would just in search enter Rotary Berry Halloween. Oh, for goodness sake. Hold on, let's try this again. Why won't it? Oh, for goodness sake. Hold on. Okay, here we go. And you come to our Facebook page, and it'll let you know just to enter the contest. You just need to post below to upload your entry. And so you would just go down here, create a post. Here's my great pumpkin, and add a photo. Okay, let me find a photo to add. Hold on, hold on. Okay, there's my pumpkin. Just hit post, and that'll show up on our Facebook page. I have to approve it before it'll show, but that's where your entry goes. And also, if you're feeling like donating to the cause, down here is a link to Canada Helps. And you just go ahead and donate now. So that's how the Facebook page works. It's pretty simple. Just create post, include your photo, and you're off to the races. And
Awesome.
that's it.
So
Wow.
how, oh, sorry, President Deb. I just wanted to say how it will hopefully end is on October 30th. Everybody will have their posts. And I'm hoping that the past president, the current president, President Debbie, and incoming President Jody will judge the best house, the best door, and the best pumpkin, and then we'll distribute the prizes. The last thing I wanted to say is this is actually being advertised on Cool FM and Rock 95 on the radio as well. And a couple of people reached out to me already having heard the ad. So cautiously optimistic we're going to get great feedback from this. So thank you very much for your time today.
Yeah, I think this is a great initiative. The prizes are awesome. Napoleon has really stepped up with the prizes. So you guys have done amazing to pull it together and get it all set for Halloween. So thank you so much. And we'll go to Allison.
Okay, I wanted to ask for a call for nominees for the Al Hopper Friend of Rotary Award. And I'm just gonna find the description of that to read for you. Of course, I've got a million files open. 1 second, here it is. Okay, the Al Hopper Friend of Rotary Award is sponsored by the Vocational Service Committee. The award is named after our past and late president of our club, presented to a non-Rotarian who has enhanced the success of a club project or objective through repeatedly making contributions of his or her own time and effort over several years, or in recognition of an especially notable contribution made on one occasion. So a couple of years ago, we had Dubay get this award, you may recall, and we're looking for nominations for someone that would be applicable for the Al Hopper Friend of Rotary Award. You can email me any nominees and a brief description of why you think they're worthy of the award. And you can send that to my email address, please.
Great, awesome, thank you. Jody. You're on mute.
Pardon me. Thank you, President Deb. Jeff, Secretary Jeff has emailed everybody the form for our Rotary Art Auction Gallery. Keep sending me emails with reservations. They're coming in great. Things are progressing nicely there. I want to do a quick summary of our hike on the weekend. Had a fantastic day. Want to thank past President Jim Williams and Baytown Hyundai for being our sponsor. Jim donated $250. We have topped it up another $70. Hikers that are online, if you still want to pass the hat around, contribute to that, let me know when we can top up our contribution. But had a great day, and we have some pictures that we put together in a little slideshow here. And assuming I don't screw up our screen, we're going to watch them. Oh, come on. No, we're not going to watch them right now because my privacy setting isn't allowing that to happen. So maybe at the end of the meeting, I'll show those, Deb. Sorry, I thought that was there.
Okay.
So no pictures right now. I can try to change it quick if you want.
Nope, just make your announcement on the art fundraiser, then you can sort it out and then we'll loop back to you.
Already did.
Okay, sorry, I was paying attention over here.
Sorry that I was so boring that it just made you tune right out, President Dev. I'm just kidding. Thanks for the hike, everybody. Keep sending me emails. This is another great project that we can make some money here. Thank you.
Awesome, thanks, Joey. We look forward to looking at those pictures. Betty Ann, you've got a quick announcement.
Okay, next week we're hoping to meet at South Shore. It will be different. A notice will be sent out from David Tisch and you would have to sign up. There will be a lot of special requirements. We will sit stadium style. The chairs will be in place. Bring your own lunch and you will get your badge. We will sanitize your badge. You take it home with you. There'll be sanitizer there. You need to fill out the contact sheet and we'll have a setup crew there. So we're allowed 50, but we'll need about 10, including the president and those that have to be there. So probably 40 will get to register and be there. It will still be on Zoom as well. So we're doing our best to try and do it with the protocols and do our best, okay?
Awesome, thank you, Betty Ann. See how next week works. So we just keep plugging along and making the best of what we can do. So really appreciate all the effort you guys are doing with that and working with the city. Dave McCullough, you have some very interesting things and.
Sure, thank you, President Deb, guests, and fellow Rotarians. Jeff McHugh, can you share the screen? We, the foundation board is, would like to present an opportunity that we've come up with to help drive some additional revenues in support of everything we do. So this first page here, everyone can see this on the website. It's the mission statement. So I'll just highlight a few things. One, the foundation is our foundation. It's there to support the Rotary Club of Barrie. It's a funding foundation, not a granting foundation, just as a reminder. So the requests do come through the Rotary Club of Barrie and the efforts that we're doing. It is also, it's run by the directors, our members of the Rotary Club of Barrie, and the chairs. We thank our past chair, Chris Garrity, who gave many years, and now Arlette. They take this project on, or this role on, in addition to everything else they do in Rotary. And the board is there to help safely monitor the funds and the requests that come in. The other thing is that there's no administration fee for this, so 100% of the funds go to work for us. Can I go to the next slide, please, Jeffrey? Next slide, Jeff. No. Are we frozen? Anybody there? Oh, okay. So just, oh,
The slide with what we've done is up right now for you.
Okay, thank you. So this is just a little recap of what's been going on the last couple of years. We won't go beyond that, but it's been there since 2003. So in 2018, the foundation supported the club in matching donations for the grade 2 book project, as well as supporting the final commitment to hospice. In 2019, supported the book project again, as well as the Georgian College long-term commitment. This year in 2020, we've helped out with the Women's and Children's Crisis Shelter, as well as the recent Jim Williams matching project for the Polio Challenge. So as the foundation grows, so does the amount and what we can do in supporting the club. You know, we're very fortunate to have a foundation. These are not easy to have. And, you know, we thank Tom Hards and Al Purser way back when to going to bat and forming this foundation. The other thing I just want to remind everybody is that the funds are not there to replace fundraising. It's to enhance the ability to give more money and do more as a club. Now, fortunately, it's also there to help us through maybe some speed bumps along the way with some fundraising so that we can still continue on with the commitments that we make to the community and abroad. Go to the next one. I just thought we'd share kind of where it's been. So if you can just really go down to the total, I think that's where the real interest is right now. Above that is, and you will see the 2019 financials when Arlette presents. But this is just the power of compounding what is going on and commitments and donations. So in 2016, there was 468,000. That went to 587 in 17, 578. And then in 2019, 666,000. And as of the end of August, we're sitting at $734,000. That's a lot of money. So the next line below that shows you what that does for us as a club and being able to support the giving that we do. So based on CRA and giving back 3.5%, just going from left to right, 16,000, 20,000, 20,000, 23. And this year we're on track to be able to provide it at 25,000, most likely 25,000 plus. So as I mentioned, the dollars are there to enhance what we do. How have those funds been coming in? Well, we do have some Rotarians that give annually, which we appreciate that. It's also become a vehicle for memorial donations. Stan Sinton, we had a wonderful donation in his memory, but Ryan Still, Jimmy Stevenson, Helen Biles, Ernie Rotman, Wayne Bjorgen. So those are all dollars that have come in that helps us, and their legacy continues on. So what's the challenge? You know, you've got to come up with opportunities and ideas on how to potentially raise some additional funds. The one thing that the hospital has done that's worked well over the years and Rotarians have participated is matching. You know, someone puts up some money and say, we will match the first X number of dollars that comes in. We're used to matching. We see that with Rotary all the time, how $1 becomes $2, that can become $3, that can become $6. So we would like to put a challenge out to the club. So if you can flip the slide there, Jeffrey. We would like to put a challenge out, and that challenge is to the members of the club, as well as anybody outside of the club. And it's going to be called, Let's Make the Foundation Board Pay. So the foundation members provided Arlette with a comfortable number, and then we collectively put that number together that came out to $21,400. So our challenge is to the club and others, if you'd like to go outside the club, is that the board will match the first $21,400 that comes in. So that number can quickly become 42.8 and even more if it's beyond. I look at what just happened with McLaren Art and Mrs. Lakin. She went with a program like this at the first 20 that came in, she would match personally, and their number ended up being $42,000, $43,000. So I think it's an opportunity. We do have members that do support the foundation now. We're asking everyone if they could consider the foundation. as one of their avenues of giving. It stays within us at Rotary. It enables us to do more as a club. And also it's open if we know of others that we think might be willing to support the foundation for the good of Rotary. We ask you to share that as well. So this will come out in an email. Arlette will send an email out just with a little cover page. The way of giving is through Help Canada or through just providing a check. But I would ask if there is any questions that we direct them to Arlette, and we'll manage them accordingly. But there will be a follow-up email as everyone's not on the Zoom meeting here. So we thank you for the opportunity to present this, and hopefully it will have some momentum, and look forward to continuing to grow the foundation portfolio, which in turn allows us to do more as a club. Thank you, President Deb.
Thank you, past President Dave, and awesome work, awesome idea. Look forward to seeing how that progresses. Now we're gonna just loop back to Jody. We think we've got that sorted out. Jody?
I'm just about there. Come on, thing. Go. Is that doing anything? I don't think it is. Oh, I hate this. It should be working. I don't see why. Let's pass on, Deb.
We'll try again a little bit later.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. Technical things, it takes a bit to get used to what to do and how to get these things to work. So we'll move on to, just quick. Do we have anybody for Festival of Lights?
Debbie, is there still time for me to make an announcement?
Yes, definitely.
So I'm not going to make an announcement about Festival of Lights.
No.
However, I'm going to make an announcement, and this announcement doesn't cost anybody any money. All it needs is a little bit of help. So this is on behalf of the Rotaract Club of Barrie, who are up and coming Rotarians, and they are doing their annual Day of Giving back to the community. They are looking for volunteers, and they're looking for people that they can help with their Day of Giving. So this would involve yard work, gardening, small painting projects, raking leaves. It will be on Saturday, October the 17th from 9 until 1. And I will forward this information off to Jeff if he can include it in the beacon. And if anybody's interested in joining the Rotaract group on the Day of Giving, I'm sure they would be more than willing to have you help out and volunteer. And it's a great bunch of up and coming Rotarians, as I like to say. So thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you very much for that.
President Deb, can I just make a quick go on the golf tournaments? So the golf day is this afternoon. Those that have registered will know their tee times and anything else. Don't forget about it from now till then. It's the annual clothing optional Rotary Club of Barrie golf tournament. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I know my tee time's at 2:20, so I'm all set for that.
You're actually 2:30, Deb. I moved you.
Oh, did you? Well, I'll be 10 minutes early.
Okay, good.
So Festival of Trees. I know there's lots happening and coming up with Festival of Trees. So if nobody's there, keep an eye out for, we're going to be looking for workers for Festival of Trees. They are spreading them out through the week as well as the weekend to be COVID compliant. So don't be shy, get outside. It's a great way to still have a bit of camaraderie and keep safe. So Festival of Trees is coming. Any other announcements? Okay, I think we're good there. So birthdays and anniversaries. We have for club anniversaries, Ian Pavlik, October 9th, 23 years. Scott Elliott, October 10th, 29 years. Jeff Hand, October 11th, 2 years. David Cullicutt, October 12th, 20 years. Bob Greer, October 13th, 33 years. And Gary Kopp, October 14th, 21 years. We have no wedding anniversaries or together anniversaries, but we do have a couple of birthdays. Joe Tascona, October 9th, and Mike McCann, October 10th. And to celebrate birthdays, we have a special video.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rotarians. Happy birthday to you.
Okay, well, I'll just show you a little bit over here what's going on. There's Jeff. This is his favorite birthday song, and he's actually, usually bent over just killing himself. And we surprised again SAA Eric with that, and we're having a really good time here at the expense of SAA Eric. So in honor of your anniversary, we have a contribution towards the fight against COVID, and in honor of your birthday, 5 polio vaccinations in your name. SAA Eric. Get our masks on.
Thanks, President Deb, and thanks so much, Secretary Jeff, for that great replay of a classic. All right, we've got a couple of SAA things today. What have we got for slides here, Jeff? I just want to I'll go back to the anthem. So today's anthem was Alyssa Tess. Her website is on www.alyssatess.com. That's Alyssa with a Y, and that's certainly one of my favorites this year. So thanks, Marshall, for recruiting Alyssa. Okay, what about a good news announcement from Marta Ross? Marta, what you got?
Hi, President Deb and SAA Eric.
Hello, Marta.
Hi. So I've got the good news announcement of a new job. I've joined Jody's team at Kempenfeld Imaging Systems as an account manager.
That is great news. Awesome. Well done.
Thank you.
Very nice. So, so you've got an employer in the house. Jody, that sounds like good news for you, really. Maybe a little less good news for Marta with a boss like you.
I think President Deb and Sergeant Arms Eric, yeah, you're right. I think Marta's getting the short end of the stick. She's got to spend every day with me now. She's quite happy when we have Zoom days and not office days. She doesn't have to spend her time with me. But all kidding aside, I'm absolutely thrilled that Marta has joined our team here and has certainly challenging me to up my game in training and education and support, and she's doing a wonderful job looking after our accounts and searching out new ones. So I'm quite happy to have Marta on board with us.
So Marta is making you a lot of money.
I wouldn't go that far yet, President Deb.
Early days, early days.
The potential.
We're in very early stages, and as you know, bringing a sales rep up to speed costs the company a ton of money. So the end game will be there, but we're not there yet. So we're just shelling out.
Yeah.
Really good deflections there, Jody. Yeah. That's the work of a past SAA for sure. So what would you think would be a reasonable fine for a good news announcement to Marta or to her happy employer?
Well, let's see. We do have 2 Rotarians involved with this.
We do.
Yeah, and Marta's pretty active.
Yeah.
And Jody, he does the odd thing once in a while.
Not too bad. He just made a pretty significant gift to the SAA pot just last week. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Marta, what do you think your employer should pay for, hiring you and taking you on and having you as such an awesome, wonderful employee?
Well, I would say $10 to each of us.
That's a pretty good deal. I like that.
You like that?
$10 a piece. That's a good news announcement.
So President Deb, how about this, if I may? I'll grab the 20 and I'll top it up for our Rotary hike. We raised, as I said earlier, on top of Jim Williams' 250, we added another 75. So what if I make that total 175, which would ultimately be just under a $425 donation that the hike will generate towards our Polio Plus effort.
I think that sounds pretty darn good.
That can work. I'm just wondering whether, Marta, did you negotiate in an expense account for SAA fines? Because we could come after you pretty regularly if you've got them all expensive.
I think I need to jump in here and defend my new sales rep, Sergeant at Arms Eric. You may want to remember in 8 months, I'll be standing, well, hopefully not where you physically are, but the power will switch a little bit. So I'm going to maybe suggest we move on to this one respectfully, President Deb.
Yeah, we know you're a good sport. Thanks so much. It's going to be fun. We're looking forward to your year as well. So we know
great.
We know it'll be lots of fun. But
thanks guys.
Yeah, that's great news for both of you. Terrific. All right, let's go to Grandma Allison. Are you out there?
We're going to you.
Grandma Allison sent this in to us this morning.
Thank you for everything.
Thanks for a great time.
Allison, are you?
I'm here.
Oh, there you are. So tell us about this little feller.
This is the second boy for our oldest daughter, Emily, and our son-in-law, David. This is Wally. I love his name. He was 8 pounds, 11 ounces. He came out on Monday. Big brother James is very happy with Wally and already trying to share his cars and trucks with him. This is our third grandson, so we're working on the first line of the hockey team.
Very nice. Very nice. That's pretty nice. What, President Deb, what do you like for is it still a price per pound? Is that still
Yep,
nice?
price $1 per pound, and I'd round up.
That sound fair, Grandma Allison?
Oh yeah, he's a big one.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely.
And you
9-pounder.
Nice. All right, well, if you don't mind tossing that to the SAA pot, that would be awesome. Thanks
Happy
for-
to.
We have another grandpa out there, but Dennis Tuck's not around. So last little bit of good news, President Deb, I do have a good news announcement. I've been retired for 6 days now, certainly getting a little bored. So Lorraine and I have started up a little side gig business, like Heronic Coach and Counsel, me counseling charities, and Lorraine counseling and yoga and meditation. So I just wanted to bring that one to the
Whoa. President Deb, can I jump in?
Yes, past President Chris, past SAA Chris.
Yeah, I want to jump in as my role of past Sergeant at Arms in President Dan Herbert's year. You know, I went to the SAA school run by, pardon me, I'm all choked up, run by Rob Hamilton. And this does not pass the 4-way test. Our illustrious Sergeant at Arms, and I know I'm taking a risk here, but is promoting his business and marketing his business under the guise of a good news announcement. You know, in my day, when I was Sergeant at Arms, that would never be allowed.
You know, past President, past SAA Chris, that is a really good educational moment for me. And I think, you know, what would a fine be in kind of your year as SAA?
Well, that was like 3 decades ago, wasn't it? Probably like $1.50 or $0.25.
It was not 3 decades ago. It was 4 decades ago. Oh, geez, I gotta think it's a, you know, you are in a fixed income. So I think back in the day of fixed income, which was always the defense, you know, I'm on a fixed income, but I think it was 5 or 10, President Deb.
All right, 5 or 10, that's sounding pretty good.
That's a pretty effective SAA. I didn't even get a chance to name a website or a phone number or anything before I got nailed down for marketing.
Well, it was very clear. Self-promotion.
Exactly.
I really appreciate you stepping up and you know, getting this right, nip it right in the bud.
Glad I could help, President Deb.
Thank you. I know I can depend on you.
And I know Eric has a
So
short memory.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You've got a short memory. Thank you.
Nothing will happen to you this year, Chris.
Okay.
Thanks, Deb. Thanks,
Yeah.
past SAA, Chris. Last piece today. I saw Ian Pavlik out there. Ian, are you there? Can you introduce?
Oh, he's napping in his crate in the other room, but yes, we welcomed into our family a 8-week-old puppy lab, a chocolate lab, and he's a little more than twice the size already, and we've got it under control. We're no more accidents in the house, but he's a wonderful addition.
Terrific. That's a nice pet pick. Thanks for that one.
Thank you.
That's all I got, President Deb.
Awesome. Thanks so much. So cute puppy. Love puppies. So we're on to this week's program, Youth Haven, which is Lucy, is it Gowers? And we have Jonathan to introduce.
Thank you, President Deb. Thanks, SAA Eric, for the entertainment. Fellow Rotarians and guests, it's my pleasure to introduce Lucy Gowers to the club. Lucy is the Executive Director of Youth Haven here in Barrie. I first met Lucy about 2 years ago, and that's when I started to learn about the good work that she and her team are doing locally here in Barrie, as well as throughout all of Simcoe County. Since then, Lucy and I have kept in touch, and about a year ago, she approached me and asked if I would join the board, which I did. So I can say I've worked to support Lucy and her team in their efforts to provide care and support to some of what I would call the most vulnerable individuals in our community. And having also gotten to know this club over a similar time period, I think, or I believe that this club would be interested in knowing more about the work that Lucy and her team are doing. There's been some recent connections with the club. We actually supported them in some COVID cleaning. We also have one of our Rotarians that now work there. So I thought it would be nice to have Lucy come and just update everyone on the work that they're doing there. So Lucy, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Jonathan, for the wonderful introduction. And thank you, everybody. It really is amazing for me to join your meeting today and share our story. The store manager began yelling, "Get out of here, you bum." I grabbed the grocery bag that held my belongings, a half-eaten sandwich that a kind person had given me, a cup with some spare change, and I ran. I longed for the days I had a warm bed and food on the table, a homeless youth. No teenager should have to experience a life like the one above. I am the executive director at Youth Haven, Simcoe County's only emergency shelter for youth aged 16 to 24. And thankfully, through your support and the support of our generous community, we can provide a better life for those who do. Imagine not knowing where you're sleeping each night, living out of a single backpack, and relying on the kindness of others for a place to stay, food, or a handful of change. This is the reality for the dozens of young people in Barrie that are homeless and couch surfing in order to survive. The most common reason for fleeing their home is due to domestic and family violence. These young people deemed that their home or circumstances was no longer safe, leaving them with no other option than to find somewhere else to go. Their experiences are real and traumatic. Youth Haven is a place where youth experiencing homelessness can find shelter, receive crisis intervention and programming. We provide case management, outreach services, referrals, transitional housing, life skills, care packages, and a Rent Smart program, which helps develop the tools and knowledge for youth to become good tenants. We coordinate with existing social services and agencies to get our youth the necessary supports and resources they need to transform their lives for the better. Housing assistance, job assistance. We offer on-site medical and healthcare and mental health treatment. Fact, 1 in 3 people using emergency shelter services in Simcoe County are youth. Fact, homeless kids come from every part of the country and every background. We provide support in a non-judgmental setting where pre-COVID we had 20 beds, 11 for anyone identifying as male, 6 for anyone identifying as female, and 3 couches that regularly doubled as beds, especially from September to May, when the need for shelter is much greater. We offer continuing care even after a resident moves out or ages out. In fact, last year, over 400 care packages were given out to our youth who had exited our program. Did you know that we've been around for over 30 years? Youth Haven began in 1987 when a group of concerned citizens realized there was nowhere for youth experiencing homelessness to go for shelter. Since then, we've been providing youth with the love, support, and skills needed to foster their sense of well-being and security. And over the years, we've made a significant impact on the lives of thousands of youth. Through our programs, we build on the existing potential of our youth and encourage them to continue to develop their own skills, talents, and abilities. We teach them responsibility and skills that will serve them well after they've left Youth Haven. Our outreach services located throughout the County of Simcoe allow us to engage with youth experiencing homelessness or at risk of becoming homeless and who may be disconnected from mainstream services and supports. They work to establish supportive relationships, provide counseling, advice, and referral services, and when required, our outreach workers help youth access necessary services and supports that will help move them back in with their families or into permanent housing. Our outreach workers work to identify, develop, and implement a plan based on our own youth's needs and goals. They help our youth connect to a world of possibilities by opening doors with community partners and provide youth with opportunities to share, learn, and grow. Our outreach workers are actively engaged within the communities they serve. They build awareness about the true nature of homelessness and provide education about how to prevent it in the future. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others?" Well, I know what you're doing for others, and I'm here to thank you for answering that question through your incredible generosity and support for agencies like Youth Haven. Your support of us is remarkable. Your confidence in our work and your generous donations inspire hope. Giving hope is how we help turn lives around. Once a young person feels hope, they feel confident and they begin to believe in themselves. And that is truly profound. That is why we rely on financial gifts from organizations like yours. We realize that nothing is possible without the support of friends like you. When you give to Youth Haven, you empower youth to transform their lives and you create a positive and lasting change. You help build connections to the community and you offer opportunities for a brighter future. Rotarians, we thank you for your dedication and commitment to being involved within our community and supporting local initiatives like ours. At Youth Haven, our primary focus is to assist youths who are experiencing homelessness or at risk of becoming homeless and help them move from the shelter system and into permanent housing while providing them with the necessary skills and supports to sustaining it. Last year, Youth Haven helped over 425 youths who bravely came to our shelter or to one of our outreach offices. You see, homelessness is not confined to the larger cities. It occurs in smaller communities too. It's just less visible until now. During the last 7 months, there have been many challenges, many lessons learned, and I would like to think just as many positive outcomes and opportunities. Those of us in the homeless population service provider sectors are well aware of the growing housing crisis. COVID-19 has enabled us to bring this to the forefront and highlight the need for more collaboration amongst community leaders, decision makers, our business community, and our community members in general. The only way we can get through this is by working together. COVID-19 has had a major impact on all our lives, and it's been felt by everyone. We've all faced our own challenges over the last few months. COVID-19 has indeed intensified some of those challenges. We've experienced a decrease in the number of beds we have to offer. And we can only presume that our programs and services in the coming months will be hit hard with an increased number of youth seeking shelter and support as a result of job losses, increased debt, evictions, and the strain on family relationships for young people still living at home. And regulated health restrictions that will need to be implemented will sadly impact our shelter capacity to meet those increased needs. But none have been more impacted than individuals experiencing homelessness. These individuals are extremely vulnerable to the spread of COVID-19. Homeless youth are also more likely to experience chronic health conditions. Consequently, many youth experiencing homelessness have weaker immune systems, making them at a high risk population for COVID-19. What COVID-19 has shown us is that ending youth homelessness is crucial now more than ever. For young people experiencing homelessness, the pandemic is having a severe impact on their health, safety, and security, and it will continue to affect them for a long time to come as they try to find permanent housing, employment, and income in more difficult situations than ever. Since the start of the pandemic, Youth Haven has been working tirelessly with our youth, providing them with the services and programs they need to help get them back on their feet and turn their lives around. Since April 2nd, we have been sheltering in a local hotel. This has allowed us to exercise social distancing and isolation, and we've been taking every precaution. Our COVID-19 status is to continue to offer services by phone, email, and online. All in-person meetings and programs have been suspended for the time being. Since April, we have supported close to 70 youths accessing emergency shelter for youth through our transitional housing program. We've moved 16 youths into permanent housing. 10 youths have been reunited with their families and have returned home. 2 youths are currently in school. 11 have found employment, and 3 youths are enrolled in a program called Becoming the Boss, a program designed to help youth who face barriers meet those challenges and overcome them, learn responsibility, and gain, hopefully, permanent employment. It teaches them responsibilities and social skills. We're grateful to be the beneficiary of a generous community, receiving numerous donations of dollars, meals, clothing, PPE, and cleaning supplies. Youth Haven has been and continues to be actively involved in supporting all efforts to combat the pandemic, while supporting youth with the necessary resources to help them turn their lives around. We're proud to take the lead in providing safe and respectable solutions to youth homelessness in collaboration with our community, and we will continue to look at ways where we can improve the direct services we offer. We welcome the opportunity to engage with the community about the work we're doing, and we will continue to advocate for these young people, as every young person has the right to a place where they belong and feel safe, even if it's participating in our own transitional housing program. Making the transition from living in a home or a group setting to living independently can be scary for all of us. In today's world, there's tremendous pressure to manage day-to-day living as adults. Imagine having to do it at a young age with limited resources and skills to manage on your own. For some of our youth, this is a reality, and the thought of living self-sufficiently can seem overwhelming. Our transitional housing program provides youth with semi-independent, supportive, and affordable living. We support youth in their search for a better future, helping them overcome trauma, focus on healing, develop economic stability, and secure safe, appropriate housing. Transitional housing provides a safe, supportive environment where youth begin to address the issues that led to homelessness or kept them homeless and help begin to rebuild their lives and network support. They learn goal setting, crisis management, real life skills, and tools they need to succeed in their own home. We currently offer 5 on-site transitional beds for youth who may require extra time and skill development to become successful adults in our community. But sadly, 5 transitional beds does not meet the needs of all of our youth. Our partnership with the YMCA of Simcoe Muskoka to eventually move our long-term transitional housing outside of the emergency shelter allows us to increase the number of transitional beds while also increasing the number of emergency shelter beds and therefore increasing our capacity to serve more youth. However, we've just recently been offered an opportunity to move our transitional housing program to Morton Youth Services for the next 2 years while we wait the completion of the new YMCA. This remarkable opportunity will move youth experiencing homelessness towards actions deemed beneficial, helping them find and keep permanent housing, assisting them in obtaining employment, or encouraging them to go back to school. But most of all, it will help them build on their own existing potential and inspire them to continue to develop their own skills and abilities. Our hope is to equip our youth with the necessities to live independently and settle into the community comfortably. We're working hard to assist more youth who are experiencing homelessness or at imminent risk of becoming homeless. Our desire is to start a capital campaign to build a new shelter. We're working harder to explore alternative partnerships for housing for our long-term transitional housing youth. We're working harder to educate. Prevention is the key to solving youth homelessness, and public education is an important foundation to prevention strategies. We're working harder to transition and support youth with the stability they need to access education, training, employment, and other supports that enable them to eventually live independently. And we're working harder to advocate for better solutions that address and prevent youth homelessness. We know that with the right supports, youth can find hope for a better future. I was lucky enough to grow up in a loving and supportive household. My parents saw to our health and our well-being and to every other need. But so many of our youth are not so lucky, and it is for them that Youth Haven is here today. Josh came from a single parent but loving home, but that changed when his mom remarried, so Josh left. With nowhere to go, he lived on the streets and dropped out of school. At Youth Haven, he was encouraged to go back to school and finish his high school degree. Josh moved back home with his mom and is getting straight A's. At Youth Haven, we see what the impact of having a shelter is to many youth experiencing homelessness or needing to work through a crisis stemming from homelessness. The impact is felt now and later when they're successful adults living and working in our communities and paying it forward. I'm grateful for having had the opportunity to share our story, and thank you for your support of Youth Haven and the incredible work we do. For over 30 years, we've been changing lives completely and profoundly. I have a letter that I'm going to read. Youth Haven is my family. When I came at 17, I was struggling due to family problems and the failure of the child welfare system to give me proper care. I stayed there for a year and learned and grew so much. I received support that to this day has not been equaled by any provider, service, or individual. I was in the transitional housing program as well, which is one of the main reasons that I was able to secure my own apartment. Just so you know, I moved 29 times in the past 7 years. I know, a lot. A lot of external factors I cannot control, and neither can anyone else. You just have to go through it alone. Every time I've had a problem, anytime I need support, I go to Youth Haven first. They're still my number one supports. They help ground me when my life gets rough, and even though I haven't lived there for 4 years, I still get support from them. I love everyone who works there. I honestly don't know where or even if I'd be here without them. This is why we do it. This is why we continue to fight youth homelessness. Thank you for choosing to be the difference in the lives of our youth. Thank you for choosing to be the difference. I can entertain questions if you have any.
Any questions? Looking through. I know, Lucy, you certainly covered off very well and very clearly, and the letter was certainly impactful. It's really incredible work that you're doing. So just as we're kind of trying to scan through all the little squares, do we have any questions?
I have a quick question, President Debbie, through to Lucy. Can you explain a little bit about the facility that will be within the Y?
Yes, actually, thank you for the question. So the facility is going to be part of the YMCA complex. We're going to have our own section housing up to 16 youth in the transitional housing program. What this opportunity does, of course, is it enables our youth to be a part of the YMCA, be a part of a social settings. It will bring with it all kinds of opportunities, especially employment opportunities for our youth. It's in an amazing location. There are going to be all kinds of wraparound services that we can continue to support our youth with. Our goal is to enable our youth to become the best they can be. And if that means being able to provide them with the services that we have in an area and in an environment that's loving and caring, then we will work hard in order to make that happen.
Thank you.
Thank you. Great question. Yes. Any other questions? Okay. So, do you see him? Nope. Okay. So thank you, Lucy. We do have Louise to say thank you.
Thank you, President Deb. Lucy, on behalf of the Rotary Club of Barrie, thank you for your wonderful presentation. I've had the pleasure of working with you these past few months, and I'm grateful for your leadership, your compassion, and the team that we work with to support these youth. As you mentioned, Youth Haven is the only shelter within the county of Simcoe, and it's at full capacity. The continued support of our community to promote awareness and to help youth experiencing homelessness within our community is key. Thank you again for a very informative presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Lucy. I too would like to share a certificate. We just bring this up. So for being our guest speaker today, and a certificate of appreciation. Rotary, as you know, is very involved with ending polio worldwide, and very common you see we are this close on magazines and TV, and we are contributing 10 polio plus vaccinations in your name towards that cause, as well as Rotary's polio resource centers are helping the fight against COVID-19 by supporting preparedness and response activities in many countries. So a contribution towards the COVID-19 efforts has also been made in your name. So thank you again for coming and being our guest speaker. We wish you all the best with the efforts, with the youth. Certainly we're big supporters of your organization, and we look forward to hearing of any more updates and some more news as time goes by.
Thank you again. It really was an honor for me to be here and to share our appreciation for all the work that you do. As I said, not only for Youth Haven, but for our local community. Thank you all. Happy Thanksgiving.
Says he can try again.
Okay, Jody's thinking he can try again. So we'll give him one more shot.
Jody's always trying.
Thanks, Arlette. Thanks for that support. All right, so this direction is from Chuck. Let's see if this works. Get back into here, Zoom. It
Okay,
plays out there, and now I come in here and it says stop. Come on.
It's gonna be a long year.
No, it ain't. I'm going to be in person. Enough of this nonsense. It won't play. The video's on my screen. It will not play when I pull it up. So we'll
We'll
figure it out for
try
next week. Sorry.
We'll try
Margaret,
again.
Get in there and help them.
Why don't you send it to Ian Pavlik? He's got an IT company. Oh, that's right. Oh, sorry, Jody.
He's got an IQ.
Okay, we're getting out of hand here.
I will sign out right about now.
Yeah, we're muting Jody there. Yes, we'll look to that next week. We'll be in person for at least some of it, and we'll be able to get it up on the screen there. So for now, President Deb's Stronger Together in moment is focused on our youth. And every Rotarian, an example to youth, is a quote, and the words were adopted in 1949 by the Rotary International Board of Directors as an expression of commitment to children and youth in community in which Rotary clubs exist. Serving young people has long been an important part of the Rotary program. So our Rotary Youth Exchange program, while the exchange program may seem like a solo excursion abroad for a year, it's really the magic of the program is in the group work that prepares students for exchange and welcomes them back to integrate what they've learned. Rotary Youth Exchange are an important element in this. They are former exchangers who are recruited to help train the next generations of outbounds and inbounds. They support the district committee in selecting countries for the outbounds, training in culture shock and adaptation and reiteration. Now, we do have a great local story to share. Ryan Harrison, who went to Thailand in 2010, and I'm sure many of you will remember him. Ryan was recruited to Rotex and served several years as our lead Rotex. Ryan went on to join and lead Rotaract in Barrie, helped organize the first Rotaract district training session in our district 7010, and is now part of Rotaract Canada, continuing to build the Rotaract program. Ryan did meet and is engaged to a fellow Rotaractor and Cope Dog trainer, another area that we support, Tanya, and they are expecting their first child in March. So truly stronger together, the youth are incredible, and as Rotarians we support. So remember the statement, every Rotarian an example to youth, speaks to our day. So having no other business, for the good of Rotary, I declare this meeting adjourned. All right, now we're off to the golf course.
Good luck, everybody.
Have fun.